Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Here we go. The National Association of School Teachers and Union of Women Teachers, a ridiculously long name for a union, so if you would just call it the union from now on, has said, and it's very weird because this is one of those things where I strangely agree with the union, but anyway, we'll go there. It said that parents who abdicate responsibility for their children should face sanctions. And what does this mean? Well, it means that, in effect, they do not want teachers to be responsible for the behavioural problems or the inability of children to be able to use toilet facilities, for example, not to be able to tie their own shoelaces. In fact, they don't want teachers to replace parents. And sure, yes, for the few hours a day that the children are in a school, the teachers are, of course, in loco parentis, but that's only for the responsibility of the child, not for the raising of the child. And any parent that's letting their children behave appallingly badly, that's failing to teach discipline, for example, they should be punished. And any parent that's sending their child to school, unable to, use the toilet, ones or twos, and have to wear nappies and things like that. Again, they don't want to deal with this. And to be honest, who can blame them? Why should I have to clear up your child's piss and shit? Especially if that child is 5 or 6 years of age. Well, I mean, different if it's a newborn or a young child, 2-year-old or something, undergoing potty training. That's a different matter. But a 5-year-old? Come on. Be able to wipe your own hole. And so anyway, they're saying that these parents should risk losing the school's place for that child, or should be taken to court and fined, or should face other purgative or pejorative action, so they say. And they want to change the relationship between the parents, the teachers, and the school. They say, and all this is because of the detrimental effect on pupil discipline and the learning experience. Now, as I say, I'll put it this way, we shouldn't even be having this conversation. But unfortunately, there's so many inadequate people having children, so many bad parenting, and, these kids don't have a chance. But it's not up to the teachers to fix it. And why should they? Now, there is problems of what they're calling extreme pupil indiscipline. And this is where children as young as 5 or 6 are not only kicking off at school, a bit of gobbing, the way they do, but getting particularly violent to the point of causing injury to teachers and having, and it's very hard to say it on a 5 or 6-year-old without them sort of meaning it, because you can't even comprehend this, but, sexual assaults by 5 and 6-year-olds on other children and, again, on teachers. Now, the union's general secretary is a man called Patrick Roach, and he's warned delegates in the big union meeting this week in Liverpool that better support is not only required for the home-school relationships, he says, but he's insisting that it absolutely has to be there. It's not just we don't just have a need for it. He says it must be compulsory. It must be done. But parents must face consequences, they say, for failing to support very obvious and very simple behavioural and social codes. Well done then. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Bye.